Hope everyone's having a great day. We're gonna go ahead and get started on this Duramax, doing the Cp4 in it, and obviously flushing the lines, doing fuel filter in. We're gonna drop the tank. Today's goal is hopefully I can get this pump out and put back in. But you're gonna see me reinstall the compressor real quick, get the fan off, and then we'll continue. So today I'm back on the LML Duramax with the Cp4 failure. So pretty much the Cp4 is on time. It's because you have to time these before you take them out, and I can show you that real quick. Actually, it's kind of interesting. So you have to pull, there's a plug in there. It's a 10 millimeter, and see those two dots on the bottom and then the single dot? Those have to be lined up. That's how you line up the Cp4 on its alignment mark, I would say. So we have it on alignment. Everything's pretty much unhooked. I'm doing this a little bit different than I usually would. And one good example is I didn't take this other EGR cooler out, because taking that out is kind of a pain in the butt. It's doable, it's just really tight in the back. But we're gonna try it like this. I think I should have no problem doing it this way. The next step that I need to do is I need to get this hose off this bypass pipe. Take the pipe out, the pipe's already loose. And then I need to get the bolts in the front of the pump and pop the pump out and see if I can wiggle it out. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Attempt to, at least. So let's start with, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you back when I start on it. So I finally got the bypass hose off. The next step is we need to pull the 4 bolts out that hold the injection pump to the front cover. And there's something special about them, I thought, but so it should be all 13. Should be, you know, I'm kind of being lazy with this fan. It's honestly making it a little bit more difficult, but these fan shrouds on these LMLs are quite a pain in the butt. There's that. There's one. There's that. Let's just double check, make sure we're getting all the right ones. I think I took the wrong one out. That's okay. So there's, yeah, I took the wrong one out. I took the wrong one out on both sides. If you do it eyeball all by feel. And there's one right here. That's the correct one. And then same thing over here. Roll loose. Okay, now let's double check. Make sure we have all 4 of them. Well, there's 6 loose. That's okay. Well, I just want to make sure that I have what I need loose. I don't think, yeah. So it's not the uppers. I want to tighten this one up. This is not the right one to take out. I just don't want the cover to come unheated. And then we're going to double check in the back of the pump. So drop in my socket. Gonna make sure with a mirror back here. Yeah, look at all the dirt in the intake. Kind of hard to see, but I'm going to continue. So let me get you over here. I know there's fuel in the pump, or not fuel. There's coolant in the pump. Doesn't matter. Pump's getting replaced. All the other high pressure lines are sealed off. There's no contamination. And we're gonna blow everything out before we put it back together anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The one thing I need to unhook is that the fuel temperature sensor on the back of the pump. Kind of hard to see. It's nice to have this light off this GoPro though. Helps tremendously. I'm gonna pop it loose. Comes off like butter. Okay, now we're gonna give this pump a little wiggle. See if it moves. Oh yeah, pump's loose. It's like a tooth. Okay. I know it looks a little crazy down here. This is unhooked. This comes with the pump. This line we're gonna have to give it a little persuasion, and that's okay. Just gotta keep that in mind when you put this thing back together. That you're bending stuff around. It is what it is. I'm gonna go slow. Don't want to break anything. And the pump's already blown up, so there's really not much left. Let me get this screw. I don't want to drop this. I don't want nothing falling in the engine. This is the screw right here. So once we have this cavity open, the other pump, I don't know if you're familiar with the Duramax platform, but when you get a CP3, you have to swap the gear and the front cover over off of the adapter cover on the CP3. But the CP4s, they come with everything. The only thing I had to swap over was the, I put a new exergy regulator in it, or volume control valve, sorry. And then you have to swap this little line over. So that needs to be done outside the truck. But these pumps are usually really tight. It's a tight fit. I might have to get another pry bar. I just don't want to pinch any of the lines. It's already coming out too. Prying against itself. stopped yesterday because it was getting windy, but it's getting windy again today. I'll be right back with more pry bars. Okay. I know it's a mess in here. Usually when you do the whole fuel system, you can take everything apart because you're replacing everything, but we're not doing that. We're just doing the pump because the metering valve keeps the metal out of the high side. So this will be the second one I've done like this. So I have good confidence that we should be good, you know. It's gonna wiggle the pump. Don't want to break none of these return lines. If I can. Just want to be careful because the thermostat housing moves a lot. These Cp4s are just really, they're a tight fit in these trucks. Just want to make sure. Gonna go ahead and pull the bolts out just to be sure. I usually like to leave them in, but this one there, they may be hanging it up. That one's loose. Okay, the bolt should be backed out all the way. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little pry right here. Come on. I don't like doing it like that. See him crushing those wires. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. So I crushed them because I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Get this out so I remember I have to repair it. See? That's what I just did. I'm not paying attention. To be fair, the camera's in my way, but that's no excuse. I'm just trying not to cause any damage. Okay, unfortunately, this pump, I have to move the camera, and I'll be back when I get it out, because it's in my way. Okay, I've been working on it for about 10 minutes now. 3 different pry bars. Usually what I do is I take the screwdrivers, these long screwdrivers, wedge them on the sides, and you just gotta slowly wiggle it out. That's the only way I found to actually get these out, but you see now she's loose. We're gonna try to get everything kind of out of the way for what I can. Let's see. Okay. I don't remember which way I pull this out. If I pull it like this. Okay. There's. Yeah. smack it in the front. It'll come out. I'm just making it more difficult than it should be. So let's turn it back. There we go. Light's coming out the driver's side. Okay, there's the pump. Okay, I'm gonna go get the new one ready. Like I said, all I have to do is swap this line over, and I'll be right back. I'll finish it up. Okay, I got the new pump prepared. Smacked it with the new pump. Let's get this one in. Just want to get it sealed up, and then what I think I'm going to do, I just want to be certain that we didn't have any metal on the high side. I'm going to put the pump in, just bolt it in, get it tight, make sure it's obviously aligned, and then we're going to pull the heads off the pistons and just make sure. So I've never taken one apart, but I have to send it back as a core, but I can still, I just want to make sure that there is no metal in the high side. Okay, and don't forget, this thing has to be aligned. So you're gonna have to set it in like that. And this part is a little bit of a pain in the butt from what I remember last time. So I'm gonna check the timing on it and make sure, see where we're at timing wise. Timing, it actually looks perfect right there. So let me get this in and then I'll show you. Just want to kind of see if it'll stay. These usually you gotta suck them in because they're so tight. And then I was really hoping for it not to be windy today. Apparently, that's not gonna happen. I didn't want to I don't want any dirt getting in this. But we'll just have to be extra careful. Not really much I can do. I can't control the weather. Customer, of course, needs their vehicle back. So, we're gonna do everything in my power to get it done quickly in a timely manner and in the best possible shape. So, as you remember earlier, I dropped my 13, taking it apart, so I had to go fetch it. I'm gonna start these by hand. Can't believe I did that to that wire. You will go side to side. So it pulls it in evenly. And I'm gonna try. Okay. So they're all kind of snug. Check the timing. Timing is perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and start tightening this pump. I'm gonna go ahead and use my electric ratchet. We're just gonna go nice and slow. This ratchet's really slow, so it's the best tool for the job. That's what we get. in a good spot. That's not the right one. Let's go nice and slow. No reason to rush. Especially if you're using power tools, I probably would recommend do it by hand if it's your first time.
I didn't hear anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice, cool.
The same thing we did, but a bunch of fucking lot more.
Cool. I figured as much, something stupid. Okay, do okay. Okay. Tighten that up. Problem with the long neck ratchet is it's so big. Okay. I didn't tighten one of them, but my hand was hurting. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and tighten it. So I'm gonna show you. Let's see if I can bring you kind of closer to what I'm doing. I know it's hard to see. There's just so much stuff in the way. I'm using my giant ratchet. Just because it's the only ratchet I have out here with me right now. I'm not gonna get on them. These bolts don't need to be that tight. Okay, that one's tight. And then we are gonna double check those ones that I did loosen up earlier. That one's tight. Then we gotta do this one right here. Okay, that one's tight. So those three are tight on that side. Now we're gonna go ahead. This one should be loose. I didn't really tighten this one because you gotta lift the hose up to do it. You probably can't even see. See? Gotta be careful with this. These ratchets. This is a big ratchet. She'll break things. So that one, there's one more. I think it's that one right there. Okay. So those are all tight. Now let's go down to see. I'm gonna try to see with you. So see the dot and the dot, the two dots. So we're at time right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the time lapse again and start. I want to put the plug in, put a couple things back on, then we'll continue. I apologize for not filming, but I got it done. So you see, it sounds good. We're gonna go drive it right now. So everything's done on it. I had to drop the tank, obviously. I cleaned the tank out. The sending unit actually had a bunch of sludge in it. I don't know what it was from. And you can see this truck is 170,000 miles, so I went. The customer wanted to go ahead and replace the sending unit, the whole module assembly, and obviously the level sensor. The level sensor never been replaced. These trucks, as they get old, I'm starting to see them fail, so we just went. We were already there, might as well just knock it out. So we got all that stuff done. Put fresh fuel in the tank. Obviously, brand new fuel filter. I blew the lines front to back, primed everything, got fuel to the pump, and it actually fired right up. The only thing is I had to charge the batteries. The batteries were really dead, so I did have to charge them. Once I charged them, she was fired right up and been running ever since. Been running for about an hour and a half now. I just wanted to clear the codes because I have yet to clear them. So we'll go ahead and go take it for a spin real quick and see what she does. So I'm only a minute into the drive. So far, it seems great. To be honest, I was a little bit concerned about the metal inside the head of the pump. But I think that was just when I pulled the volume control valve and I spilt the fuel, the coolant in it. I think it just pushed the metal into it. Because I looked at everything else, I checked a few pieces in the high side. I didn't see any metal in there, like in the lines and stuff. When I blew it out, I made sure there was no metal, and I was as careful as I could be. The one thing I did screw up on that I completely forgot is I forgot to suck all the coolant out of the valley of the engine. Unfortunately, I completely forgot about that. I was just in a rush to get the thing done. But, you know, we'll make sure we get it all nice and clean for the customer so he doesn't have to worry about it. And yeah, but let's see how it does. I'm not getting in it all the way. I'm just gonna be gentle with it. The ground's great. And the one funny thing, this customer's been having an issue with the immobilizer coming up. Like you could try to start it, the light will come on, the truck it'll crank and then die, or it'll start then die. When I went to put the charger on, the positive battery terminal was loose on the passenger side battery, so I'm wondering if that was that. Because I was supposed to check that too, and I just want to get it running first, but you know, we'll keep poking it and see if it acts up on that side, but hopefully that was all that it was. That'd be nice. Sounds good. Yeah. This is a good customer's truck, so he drives it like an animal. And obviously, with the fuel system, that all the work that we've done, you have to make sure the truck is good. Diesels like this, the Duramaxes, I'm not really afraid to drive them hard. They're not, you know, say like a Ford, you know, where I'm sometimes afraid to hurt those trucks. I am very careful with them, but these Duramaxes, you can usually get in them pretty good, and you don't really have to worry about too much. But it seems to run great. I'll bring you guys back when I get back to the shop. We'll take a peek at it. So I just got back from the test drive. This thing runs beautifully. For some weird reason, it seems to have more power than it did before. I don't know why. The only thing I can imagine, when I was taking this apart, I noticed the air filter was actually sucked into itself. So that's obviously all taken care of. It's got a brand new air filter, mass air is cleaned. I mean, anything we saw, we fixed. This guy, he doesn't play around. He wants his trucks perfect. So the one thing I did notice, the AC doesn't work. Probably didn't plug something in on the compressor, so I'll go check that right now. But we have no codes. I just unhooked it. So we're good on that. I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta plug these steps in so I can get out, and then we'll look at the engine. So here's what looks like completed. The AC, everything looks like it's plugged in. I'm wondering if these are reversed. I wonder if that's even possible. Don't feel. No, they won't even fit like that. They were both plugged in because you have the clutch, you have the solenoid, ECT, and then you have this. Yeah, but I'll double check that. We'll make sure that works before the customer picks it up. But everything else looks good. It runs great. It's not leaking. It does smell of coolant. I'm gonna have our guy clean off the engine, make sure it's nice and clean, get all the coolant out of the valley. So when he picks it up, it's perfect. So thankfully it runs great. We don't have no real contamination in the fuel system. So yeah, the exergy fuel valve does really work. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like it. Thank you. Bye.